Right, so this is a bit of a rant actually. Really pissed off because I've had to remove my CCTV camera outside. Because the other week, someone took photos. I said to you, someone's taking photos of my CCTV camera. Don't know why. But today, I checked my email and there's a message saying, Dear Mr. Morgans, I am following up some concerns which has recently been raised and brought to my attention that you have installed CCTV to parts of your property, which I believe has been infringing on the privacy of other residents and passerbyers. Please find attached a letter in reference to the guidelines which has been set out regarding the installation and use of CCTV equipment by our residents. Please could you read through the contract? Please could you read and contact me as soon as possible if you'd like to discuss any further or have any obligations. A copy of the letter has also been sent to you today via post. Well, I've not received a letter yet. When was this? Thursday, the 21st. So I've not had a letter yet. But anyway, there's a Word document attached to it. And right, installation of CCTV at my address, right? Dear Mr. Morgans, I'm following up some concerns raised as it's been brought to my attention that you have installed CCTV to parts of your property, which I believe is infringing on the privacy of other residents and having recently received concerns regarding their privacy. As your landlord, it is our duty that you're aware and you remind of your responsibility as our tenant of the guidelines which have been set out to the guidelines which have been set out regarding the usage of and the installation of CCTV equipment being used on the property. It has been observed that you have installed CCTV cameras on the balcony and front entrance areas of your home, which appears to be in direct view of capturing neighbours and passerbys. I would like to draw your attention to the guidelines which we have been set out in the policy and guidelines as part of your tenancy with a housing association, and request that you follow the guidelines which have been set out below. Right, so I'm going to read out the guidelines. It's about a page and a half. Right, background: CCTV at your home. There is many domestic CCTV and CCTV doorbells on the market which aim to help you protect your home. If you are thinking of using one, you need to make sure you have done so in a way that respects other people's privacy. That's 2.1. 2.2. If you set up the system so it only captures images within the boundary of your property, domestic boundary. Hang on, let's say again. If you set up I'm so pissed off. If you set up the system so it only captures images within the boundary of your private domestic property, including your garden, then the data protection law will not apply to you. If, however, your CCTV captures images outside your balcony or boundaries, then this document provides you with guidance on appropriate action you should take. 3.0. Capturing CCTV images outside of your home and garden. 3.1. If your system catches images of people outside the boundary of your private domestic property, for example, in neighbours' homes or gardens, community areas, shared spaces, a public footpath or street, then the Data Protection Act 2018 will apply to you, and you will need to ensure that your use of CCTV complies with these laws. The Information Commissioner Officer, ICO, are the regulator body of whom are responsible for enforcing compliance with the Data Protection Act. If you are capturing images beyond your property boundary, you should have a clear and justifiable reason for doing so. I do. You will need to think why you need these images, just in case it is not justifiable reason. If asked by an individual or the ICO, you'll need to explain your reasons and justify why capturing these images is more important than invading the privacy of your neighbours and passerbyers. You'll also need 3.3. You will also need to let people know you are using CCTV by putting up signs saying that recording is taking place and why. This can be a type A5 note displayed next to your front door. Ensure the security of your footage, your capture, in other words, holding it securely and making ensure that nobody else can watch it without good reason. Only keep the footage for as long as it needed and delete it securely. For reference, I won't say my housing association, but some already know, retain CCTV footage for 31 days, and this is then recorded over. 3.4. You also need to make sure that you respect the data protection rights of the people whose images you capture. This includes the following things: responding to subject access request. If you receive any, individuals have a right to access any personal data that you hold about them, including identifiable images. They can ask you verbally or in writing. You must provide the information within 1 month, giving them a copy of the data. If you do not, the ICO can take enforcement action. Delete footage of people if they ask you to do so. You should do this within 1 month. You can't refuse to delete it if you specify need to keep it for a genuine legal dispute, in which case you need to tell them this, and also tell them they can be challenged this in a court or complain to the ICO. Consider any objection you get from particular people about capturing their images in the future, and think again whether you need to record images beyond your property, particularly if your system is capturing images from the neighbour, home or garden. What happens if I break the law? If you fail to comply with your obligations under the data protection laws, you may be subject to an enforcement action by the ICO. You could include a fine. You may also be subject to legal action by affected individuals who could pursue court claims for compensation. Further information. 5.0. 5.1. The ICO has published further guidelines on those who off domestic CCTV and guidelines for people being filmed by domestic CCTV. Future guidelines can be found in www.ico.gov.uk. I ask that you make arrangements so that your CCTV equipment is in line with the guidance set up by Friday the 30th. If you have any obligations regarding installation of your CC equipment, you would like to discuss this further, please do not hesitate to contact me on the following number. And I won't say the person's name, but I did send them an email just now. Where is it? Sent items. Right, so I said, hi, I've now removed my CCTV camera from my outside balcony. I did not know this would be a problem. I installed it because over the last 3 to 4 years, I had threats towards myself and have police records to prove this. This was installed for my protection. Also, I thought it might help with capturing fly tippers that we get quite a lot of. As I say, I've now removed it and should not cause any further problems. So they were complaining, right? The person who actually was named took a photo outside coming down the road, saw my CCTV camera, right? And I had one out there. Well, I removed that one out there about a week ago, so I could have it in here. Now, the thing is, right, I'm not breaking the law having CCTV cameras in my own home, right? Because it's no longer capturing anyone walking about or, you know, like cars driving up and down, you know, people across the road having barbecues or whatever, you know, kind of thing. So I'm now safe. But the thing is, I wasn't causing no problems with anyone. You know, I had CCTV at my fucking balcony for years and years. It's only because I bought a new one and I've moved it forward and people saw it, they started complaining about it. Fucking joke. Now, what happens one day, right? That person who reports me suddenly gets knocked over or attacked. Oh, hang on a minute. That guy's got CCTV. Let's go and see if we can actually help. No, sorry. I've removed it because someone complained about it. And you don't know, like, you know, people can get robbed, mugged, attacked, you know, probably kidnapped, knocked down by vehicles, just by, you know, walking down the driveway. So the reason I bought it and put it outside my balcony, I had it at my balcony, the wired one, until, as I say, recently, about 4 weeks ago, I put out a new Wi-Fi one here. One, because I had threats on my life in the past, and that was to protect myself, right? 2, fly tippers. And 3, to see when my deliveries are turning up. That's the only 3 reasons I actually had them stuck out there. No, it ain't upstairs, because like the people who actually took photos were white people. So it's got to be someone along here, or, you know, I don't think it would have been Chinese. I think it's someone either in the next block of flats or the following block of flats or along the bottom row of flats. Now, the thing is, right, if someone came in and actually knocked on my door and said, hey, like, you know, you got CCTV, I don't really want that recording me, you know, kind of thing. Is there any chance you could remove it? I'd have done it straight away. I said, yeah, okay, no problem. And I told them, like, you know, the only reason it's there because, like, you know, well, I just said the 3 reasons. And I also said it's also there to protect you. Because you don't know that you could be walking on one day and someone might jump out and attack you. And I'd have the recording as evidence, most probably. No, my CCTV cameras sometimes do not function all the time. You know, it does lose internet connection, so it kind of like just shuts itself off and it doesn't capture anything. Yeah, and you've seen me a couple of times where I was saying, "Ah, fucking hell, the CCTV camera's gone offline." So now I can't video anything outside. You know, I could do it sneaky and like put it like kind of on the floor and having like tilted up ways, so it's like more pointing at the sky. But no, I think it's either someone along here in my row of flats, or it could be the neighbours across the other side, because, you know, it was facing towards their garden, which I couldn't really do. You know, either way, it was, you know, it was going to catch someone's house, you know. But I wouldn't put it there to be a fucking peeping Tom. You know, we do get paranormal activity out in the balcony, which I have had in the past. That's why I put it out there as well, another reason, so we catch anything out there on the balcony. But yeah, the one that was outside this window, I bought in over a week ago, and it is now up on my shelving up there. The one I just bought in from the balcony, I've actually bought in. I've just stuck in on one of the boxes in the bedroom, the living room from there. You know, I wanted, the thing was, I wanted to go and check my email. I was trying to build an EM pump, but the noise upstairs was so bad today. I shouted out a few times, I banged on the wall, and it still constantly kept going on and on and on. So I just thought, fuck it. I threw it all in the box. I started watching the YouTube channel, and I thought, hang on a minute, I want to check my email about something else that I'm supposed to be getting, which is through the same, you know, housing association. I'm supposed to be getting a letter from them about them bastards upstairs. But they're quick enough to chew my arse off about having a CCTV camera, but they're not quick enough to do anything about that, which I've been complaining about all that noise for like over 7 months. 7 fucking months plus, and they ain't done nothing about it. But because someone sees that I've got a CCTV camera, oh, I'm going to report him. You know, he's taking photos of me without my consent. Well, it ain't going to happen anymore because I've taken it down. And I say, there is my very old one on the fencing outside. And if they come and expect it, I'll just say it's not even connected. It doesn't work. You know, I've taken the other one down, which I originally had, but that one don't work. And I can prove it to them because I say, look, there's no LED, you know, there's no light coming on it. If it's working, you'll see the LED's working, and it's not working. So, you know, they still tell me to take it down. I probably will take it down tomorrow. I ain't going to do it tonight, but, you know, it's just one of those old wired ones which I had. And sometimes that used to give me problems. And it did give me a problem. It shut down about 2 months ago. That's why I bought a fucking Wi-Fi one. But yeah, you know, I thought, like, you know, what fucking, you know, shit. They complain about, you know, my CCTV, my camera's been outside, but they won't do nothing about the fucking neighbours, will they? Nah, of course they won't. What's going on here? I keep getting like screen pop on something. USB. Oh, I ain't worried about the fucking hard drive. So yeah, I've replied to her, and I said I've now removed the CCTV camera from my outside balcony. I did not know this was a problem. I installed it because over the last 3-4 years I had threats towards myself and have police reports to prove this. This was installed for my protection. So what I'm going to do next, complain that I fucking put a doorbell Wi-Fi thing on my door. It doesn't even record. It'll only record whoever's at the door when they push the doorbell. And on that email, it did say something about having doorbells being allowed, because it's not capturing, you know, the people coming in and out, up and down, because it's not constant recording. It'll only record when someone pushes that doorbell, and that's it. So if she comes knocking on the door, this woman, and say, well, hang on a minute, you know, you got a CCTV doorbell. I say, no, it's a video doorbell, and it don't record video until someone rings the doorbell. So it's not catching anyone when they're going up and down the stairs. And that I can prove. The CCTV camera, which was outside, I've taken down. And I say I will take the other one down tomorrow. You know, even though it ain't fucking working, I'll just take it down, shut them up. And because whoever reported me, reported the 2 cameras, the one outside my window and the one outside the balcony. To say I took out the one from the balcony, the window, the one outside the window I took out about a week ago. So I started using it in here. The one outside the balcony, I just removed. I'm not having this hassle. No, I don't want to be like fucking having a letter saying, well, you know, we've warned you. Now, you know, eviction time. And I might even ring them up Monday as well, actually, and say, oh, I want to speak to so-and-so. I've got your email. I did reply to you. But the reason why I put a CCTV camera up was for these specific reasons. And if you don't believe me for these reasons, I do have police records and videos of the people that caused me problems on my computer. And if you want, I can send them to you on a memory stick. So I'm not lying to you. And she says, well, that, you know, fair enough, you know, but you do still need to follow the guidelines. I would have said, well, I didn't feel like I was breaking any particular laws, you know, because, like, you show me where it says on the contract they can't have CCTV. Because I don't think it is on there to CCTV. I don't think the CCTV contract laws is on their housing association contract. I'm going to ask her to send me a copy. And, like, you know, I will probably fucking find a way of putting another one up. You know, a very small one so no one can fucking see it, you know, kind of thing. There are some small ones out there which you can, you know, install. I don't know yet. I might, you know, the thing is, I always like to have one on the balcony because then I can see what's happening outside, you know. So if there was someone being, you know, attacked or a car accident or something like that, at least I could be that good person, you know, good member of public to show you the evidence that the camera might have caught. But now I ain't going to worry about it. Thing is, I just ordered another 2 fucking cameras as well. Yeah, so the one I've taken in is one of the CCTV cameras, which is on the actual CCTV setup I bought a couple of months back from eBay, you know. So actually now you've got one in the hallway, 2 in the living room, 1 facing down towards the patio door and in the corner where all the doors are, and the other one is like facing towards the living room door at the moment. I really need to sort that with the living room out, man. I wish I had, like, you know, someone living right close to me to fucking help me. So I don't want them coming around saying, well, okay, we need to check, you know, make sure it's not fucking still up. And they want access to the balcony. They ain't going to get through it, I tell you, man. And they are going to fucking start screaming and shouting at me about the mess in the bedroom. So yeah, I'm just going to have to start fucking throwing stuff out, I think. Hello, Rose. Tree Finder. It's just fucking bullshit, man, I tell you. You can't have anything, you know, in your home to protect yourself, you know. You know, if someone was going to complain, so, right, you know, I don't want it taking photos of me, then I would have said, well, you know, I can set it up just for night time only. But the person who actually took those photos of the CCTV camera is like fucking 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So they must have been having a good old Google around, you know, good look around to see how many cameras I had. And the one outside wasn't even like facing the pathway or anything. It was facing the fence for like wildlife. Because I don't like, you know, watching old foxes out there fighting and screaming and fighting with cats. But as I say, that one got taken out over a week ago and put in here. And the other one I just had to remove. Yeah, someone complained that about my CCTV cameras outside on the windowsill and out on the balcony. I had a letter sent to me through my house association through email, and they said you're going to be getting one through as a letter as well. So I've read through the actual laws, apparently. And, you know, they're going on about this ICO, you know, law enforcement company that can come around and, like, you know, do this and do that and probably take you to court. The people who thinks that their, what's names, were possibly being recorded can, you know, knock on your door and verbally tell you to remove any video content of them. But how do they know that it wasn't even, you know, I could turn around and say it's a dummy one. It's a dummy camera, just for deterrent. So while I could have laws and, like, you know, telling me that I can or can't have a dummy camera. I do have a couple of dummy cameras actually somewhere. You know, I could have gone around knocking on doors and saying, look, I've got a CCTV camera, you know, trying to catch you like the fly tippers, and also it's for my protection and your protection before I installed it, you know, but you don't think about that, you know, you don't think you kind of get nasty fucking neighbours, you know, trying to cause trouble for you. I've got them up there as it is causing me too much trouble. You know, if I had the money, I'd fucking leave this shit, I'd tell you, I really would. I'd leave it. I'd fucking move out if I had the money. Mind you, this fucking phone keeps going off with all these notifications. I wasn't going to come on tonight, but I thought, you know what, I'd do a fucking rant. Yeah, I had one out on the wooden fence out there. It's been out there for 6-7 years. It's only because it started disconnecting itself and having problems, and like I didn't want to keep running that and trying to find out what the issue is. It disconnected itself actually. Wouldn't come back on. So that's why I bought the Wi-Fi ones. So that way, you know, you ain't got too many cables like fucking running through and tripping over. So no, I've emailed her now. I fucking told her I've removed it. I'll ring them up. I'll ring them up Monday. And I say, well, you know, if she's not there, just tell them that I've emailed her and I've removed them. And the reason why I had them there was for my protection. Well, the thing being is, right, the one I used to have was on the wall further back, and it wasn't really capturing the driveway that much, and people couldn't really see it. Because I now put this other one out there, you know, a white one, people could see it, and they probably saw, like, you know, the infrared LEDs beaming out, you know, at night time. And that's what probably thought, hey, hang on a minute, that guy's got CCTV, is he allowed to have that? You know, that's capturing my myself, you know, that particular person. And they just got the ump that they don't want to be captured on camera. Now, they don't even know they were being captured on camera. I might have that set up at a specific time, a day or night time. They don't fucking know. You know, because on these cameras, you do have a schedule setting. I could put it on from like 3 o'clock in the morning till like 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, what they doing at this time, fucking like taking photos on my CCTV cameras. Got something to hide, have they? Or is it just that, you know, they, you know, oh, it's my privacy that he's capturing. I ain't given him permission to capture me on camera. Well, actually, let me look at that here. Go back into Wi-Fi, and it's DVR in it. No, DVR, AI. I'm not going to bother capturing, you know, bringing a memory card in and copying it over. I'm just going to format it. Because nothing really happened outside anyway. What camera is that one? Camera 2, I think. Yeah, camera 2. So what I'm just going to do is go into the settings. What do I do? I can't remember how to do it now. It's not even letting me go on. And that really pisses me off when people like starts complaining. You know, it wouldn't hurt in them. I just hope one day, I know it sounds nasty, but one of these days something's going to happen and I go and wish that camera was there. Disk management. No, hang on. I've got to format the whole fucking CCTV. I can't format that particular one camera. Mind you, the system is nearly full anyway. You know what? Fuck it, I'll just format it. Main menu. Yeah, I'll just format the whole fucking thing. You know, I could do like backups, but it takes too long. So I'm just going to format the whole thing. Format. At least to start all over again then. Just got to wait for it to format. It says 90%, but it takes long that format complete. There we go, and I'll do another quick format over that as well to make sure everything's taken off. There's a guidance to use a domestic CCTV. Uh, 3.2 is important to consider the privacy of others. Ask yourself, where will I position the CCTV to minimise intrusion to my neighbours and other people's privacy? Will the range of the camera include my neighbour's property, garden, payments and other areas? Letting people know about your CCTV camera. Well, I didn't let people know, which I should have done. They might have been a bit more kind of like okay about if I did, but I didn't. So, you know, I might have broken the law in one way, but at least I've resolved it by bringing it back indoors and not outdoors. And it is getting dark out there now, so I won't be able to go out and bring the other one in, although it's no good. But this isn't the one from what they sent me. This is the SEC. The one they emailed me about was one from can't even find it now. Can't even find the one. Sent. Sent items. Can't if I can find a document attached to it now. Let's copy that. All right, there we go. Oh, so not giving me the link for the letter now. That's fucking weird. Huh. Doesn't let me results. The document ain't attached to it now. I think you send it back, it gets deleted. $2023 15th. Nope, can't even find it now. Should say like no, that's weird. It's got like attachment which I sent, but the one that they sent me, it's not even on there now. Then you go to junk mail. Ah, fuck it. Love Reddit. I've taken it down. I can't really complain about it anymore, can I? It wasn't. Well, it's kind of. It could see into someone's back garden, yeah. They could probably. It captured like windows as well, but you know, you didn't really see anyone in that window. But I don't think it was them. I think it was someone down here. All they did do was come and knock on the door and say, like, you know, is there any chance you can turn that camera around, you know, or remove it to another location? Because, like, you know, it might be capturing me and I don't recapture it on camera. And the one out here, which I had on my windowsill, that's pointing down to the near to the shed. It wouldn't even picked up anyone, but they even like said about that one as well. So I'm gonna ring them on Monday anyway. Fuck it. But just say like, yeah, I read your letter. Apologies for any inconvenience it may cause, but I only installed that for my own protection. So I have had threats put against myself in the past on social media, and I do have police reports to prove it on my hard drive, and video content as well where people threaten me. And that's the reason why I put on a camera. And that's been there for years. Well, I won't say how long it's been there. I'll say it's only recently I've put one there because, like, you know, I was still a bit concerned about these threats. I don't think they would actually tell me who reported me. They'll have that under, what's it called? Personal description or whatever it is, you know. I like to fucking find out who it is. Go and fucking smack him in the mouth. Feel like going up there and doing something today, but I didn't. What time is it now? 8 o'clock. Going to quieten down up there now. Got a good mind to start making fucking noise myself. So I fucking like it. Shouted out a name to them today. Hoping they could hear, but they didn't come down. That email was actually sent yesterday, I think. When was that sent? Oh, hang on. That email is still there. That document is still there. Can I download that? Download. Might download. Put it in documents. Yeah, the company they're going on about is ICO. The Information Commissioner Office are the regulatory body who are responsible for enforcing compliance with the Data Protection Act. Well, I'm not fucking stealing information from anyone, am I? What am I going to do? Take a screenshot of them and go to the fucking doctors and have a facelift? Fucking arseholes. 20th of April, this was actually done. When they sent it to me, 20th of April. Let me go and check my letterbox. Hang on a minute. Let's see if the letter turned up as well. Just saw him come down the stairwell. Lucky I got back up here before he fucking walked in front of me. There would have been probably a punch up. But I've got 3 letters. One of them, possibly for them. Yeah, because one's gas or electric. I bet this is it. Right, up there. Right. Ready? Steady. Yep, FAQ. Yep. It's their letter with the same information. But hang on a minute, there's some missing. They put like from step 2 to step 5 in the actual letter. on the enclosed document. But on here, it's only from background 2 to 3.1. So there's a page of information that she's not enclosed about me putting up signs and stating the reason why I've got a recorder, a CCTV camera recording. Yeah, I'll be ringing her up Monday. All I've already replied to her. I'll be ringing her up. I say, I'm not being funny, but you're quick enough to have a go at me about CCTV camera, but I've been suffering noise complaints for like 8 months and nothing's been said or done about that. Why's that? And she'll say, well, you know, I've got to be careful when I had to speak to her because they can actually put the phone down on me and like put a complaint down about the use of my language. I'm going to say, like, you know, you're quick enough to have got me about CCTV camera, which I've now taken down, but I've had 8 months of complete racket from the noise upstairs. It's put me in hospital. I've had to increase my medication. I get this every fucking week, sometimes twice a week. But we've noticed that you've been top. I've been fucking topping up the fucking electricity, you fucking arseholes. Look at me fucking meter. No, it won't be for me because I said like the other week when I was streaming in the morning, I think it might have been Nigel or someone, might have been Hologram or Tony or someone. I said, yeah, someone just like fucking took photos of my CCTV camera outside. I wonder why that is. I said, I won't be surprised if I get a complaint about that now. And what happened? I get a fucking complaint. No, I am. I'm going to bring that up. So you're quick enough to, like, you know, send me a letter about, you know, the CCTV camera, right? Which I've now taken down. And if you come round, you can see it's been taken down, both of them. And I was just sticking them out, you know, just to. I won't say how long I've had them out for. I'll just say I had them out, you know, just to test them because I was going to set them up for my specific use at some other location, you know, kind of thing. Testing them for schools, you know, investigate. Well, I don't know what I say to it, but I say, like, you know, it's for my protection for one thing, yeah. And two, I didn't think it was actually causing any problems towards anyone else. It wasn't pointing at any garden, it's pointing towards the roadway. And someone did actually walk down the roadway, they saw it, they took photos of it, and then, like, that is all I know. So if that's the person who decided to put the complaint in, then I'm sorry, you know, I didn't think I was breaking any rules, regulations, laws, or anything like that. It was there just for my own protection. And now I've removed them. I will say, if anything happens to me, you'll get to know about it. Because I have a right, you know, to protect myself and my own, you know, the property I'm living in. And I'll also say to her, right, and also it would have probably been a deterrent for catching the fly tippers that we keep getting here. And I say, you're quick enough to have a go at me about that, but can I just bring up one particular thing? What about my neighbours that's been giving me hell for the last 8 months? I'll point a complaint after complaint after complaint, and nothing's been done about it. This has been going on for 2 years. I put in a complaint over a year ago. Nothing was done about it because you didn't have the evidence. So I rang up again about 8 months ago. Yeah, okay, we're looking into it. You need to download the app. All the information on the app is still pending. And I didn't think, maybe it ain't working. So I started doing recordings on my own phone. And I still have those, but I've now given up because nothing's being done. But the noise is still constant, and it's caused me so much stress and anxiety. It's increased my medication, my blood pressure, my headaches. I've been to the hospital. I've now got to go for a fucking brain scan because the stress is causing me with these headaches. All because of the neighbours, and you ain't doing nothing about it. But you're quick enough to about me about a CCTV camera. They can't kick me out. It's like, I've taken it down now. They can't give me a warning, so I've taken it down. If you want to class that as a warning, which it isn't, it doesn't say this is a warning. It says concerns raised as it has been brought to my attention that you have installed CCTV parts on your property, which I believe is infringing on the privacy of other residents who have recently raised concern regarding their privacy. As your landlord, it is our duty that you are aware and you remind of your responsibility as our tenant of the guidelines which have been set out regarding the usage of and the installation of CCTV equipment being used on the property. It has been observed that you have installed CCTV cameras on the balcony and the front entrance areas of your home, which appears to be in direct viewing and capturing neighbours and passers-by. Well, of course, he's going to fucking capture people walking by. That's what fucking cameras are there for. Fucking dopey cunts. I would like to draw your attention to the guidelines which we have been set out in the policy and guidelines as part of your tenancy with the Housing Association, and request that you follow the guidelines which have been set out below. So I'm actually going to look for the guidelines on see if there's anything on there. Right, can I install a CCTV doorbell on my property? If you're thinking of using a domestic CCTV doorbell to protect your home, please make sure they only captures images within the boundary of your property. The doorbell captures images outside the boundary of your property, for example, into the neighbour's home or garden, a communal area, footpath or street. Then you need to make sure that you comply with the requirements set out in the Data Protection Act. If you're capturing images beyond the property boundary, you need to have a clear, adjustable reason for doing so. Let your neighbours know you're using CCTV and put up a sign by your front door. Make sure nobody else can watch it without good reason. Only keep the footage for as long as it's needed and delete it. So that's that one. Well, they're trying to say I can't have a fucking doorbell security camera now. Right, my neighbour has CCTV on their property. It's allowed. Your neighbour is allowed to have CCTV on their property, but the cameras must point into their property and not towards any communal areas or other properties. Can I buy the freehold of property? So that's all it says, that you can have CCTV on their property, on your property. Your neighbour is allowed to have CCTV on their property, but the cameras must point into their property and not down towards. So I could actually go back out there and turn the camera around and point it towards the fencing, right? Because it ain't facing the other way. It's not capturing anyone. It's just like capturing my fucking balcony then. But I've already just, I've already taken off the fucking wood which it was on. Oh, hang on. Can I install CCTV in my home? If you choose to install CCTV in your home, it's your own. It is your responsible to ensure you're compliant with the law. Please read ICO for more information about responsibly and the law. We're not responsible for managing the use of CCTV in your property or ensuring images are captured, stored, and deleted in the line of the. It's my responsibility to ensure you're compliant with the law. Well, if I'm fucking recording my own house, I'm not catching anyone else, am I? So it's just like fucking load of bullshit, you know? Now, how do I request CCTV? In the event of criminal activity, please contact the police who request to review the footage if required. Yeah, the thing is, my housing association don't have CCTV around here. Never have done, and I don't really never will do. Now, what if I'd actually had that out there and captured fly tippers? Would they not say, oh, well done, you know, Mr. Morgan, thank you for helping out to capture the fly tippers. We do appreciate it. Well, they did actually come round to repair the door on the where the beams go yesterday. And the guy goes, oh, like, you know, I'm the one who's always around here, you know, doing it. But you mentioned the last one who done it didn't do it properly. So is he saying that he didn't do the job properly? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. It's just bullshit, you know. Not harming anyone. So all they had to do is walk down with their head down so they don't get seen with the camera. Now, there are spots out there where you can't get seen at all. You know, all they got to do is walk down the pathway and run the corner onto the what's the name bit, and they wouldn't got caught at all. You know, it wouldn't really bother them. Now, I don't know what happens now because I've already removed it. Do they actually contact the person who reported it saying, hey, he's taking his CCTV camera down? Well, they probably noticed the one out there ain't there anymore. So maybe they're keeping an eye on the place and seeing, like, you know, when the other one's been taken down, which I've taken down tonight. I know it don't make no sense. What are they? Hang, listen, right? Listen. I've got a good one here, right? I've got a good one here. So the person reports me because I've got CCTV camera, right? Which was a woman. I know it's a woman, right? Now, every time she goes out to work, to visit friends, family, she's going to get captured on the CCTV out on the streets, on the main road, near traffic lights, near banks, buildings, and other shit, yeah? Is she going to go knocking on the door and say, hey, I don't want my image being caught on CCTV? Because you ain't going to have no fucking luck in getting her image taken off. She can't be going to court and saying, there's 400 CCTV cameras that's actually taken my image on their cameras without my consent. It's just going to be fucking chucked out of court. And if this went a bit further, yeah, all what I would get is a notification saying, like, you know, we asked you to remove it. If you don't remove it, then we may have to give you notice of, like, moving out, eviction, which I didn't really want to do, you know. But it ain't going to happen. But Monday, I'm going to be ringing them up. I'll say, you know, I'm not being funny. You're quick enough to jump down my throat about one CCTV camera. The other one was out the window as a test. And I brought that in a few days later. And the one on the balcony, I had it there for main protection. I could say both of them were there for my main protection. Because of the threats I've had in the past. And I say I've got all the proof to prove it that I had threats in the past. Got police reports. No police come around and readdressed. No letters from, court letter, which I had to do in November 2 years ago, I think it was. So yeah, I've got all this evidence that, my life was threatened, and I can't protect myself with a CCTV camera. And so they jump you on the throat over that, but they won't do the shit that you poor complaining with the neighbours. Why, they've done the door, so fucking what? The door's 5-minute fucking fix. They've not contacted them, they've not rang them, they've not been around to speak to them, nothing. They've not even sent them an email to tell me, yeah, okay, we are definitely going to go around and speak to them. Because the person who was supposed to be dealing with that case left. She got moved on to another branch or something, yeah. And she's not been dealing with it for the last 7 months. So I've been suffering with all the fucking noise the last 7 months when it's supposed to be looked at. No one's looking at it. It's only because I rang up L&Q about, the noise constantly keep going on. And she goes, the person dealing with it ain't here anymore. It's going to have to be passed on to someone else. And the person who's here, I'll have to go try to get you put through to her. So I'm on the phone an extra 10 minutes, and he comes back and goes, sorry, that person's not here. I don't think she'll be until Monday. But it'll definitely be put through because I've emailed her. I said, the thing is, you say that download this app for noise pollution, and every one of them is still pending. Nothing's been looked at, nothing. And I tried listening to it, one of them myself, and you couldn't hear nothing on it. So I started recording on my phone. And, listening to it on the phone is a lot more clearer than you could get any recording. You can't hear nothing on the app. On my phone you can. But I gave up because it seemed like nothing was being done. And, the stress and anxiety and depression has put me through. I've had to go to the doctors, I've had breakdowns, I've had medical medication upped, changed, whatever. No, I'm having brain scans because of headaches it's causing me, and you ain't done nothing. If you're quick enough to jump down my throat with a CCTV camera, shut up, you can get fed in a minute. No, it wasn't that the camera's facing up at the neighbours. It's just facing out on the main road, the driveway. All right, it was capturing, other people's gardens, but you couldn't see, what was going on in their house, day or night time, because it's not that kind of camera which gets that crystal clear image. Even at night time, it can be fucking blurry, even at night vision. And when the person walked down and saw it, they stepped back and you could see them taking photos. I thought, what's she doing fucking photos for? I should have gone down there. I said, excuse me, why are you taking photos? He just said, well, you shouldn't have CCTV cameras on there. I told her, well, I put them there because I've had death threats, kind of thing in the past. And it's for my own protection. And that might have been a bit more, easier to do, but I wasn't going to go down there in the fucking wet and cold just to say, hey, what are you doing? Taking photos. She shouldn't be taking photos anyway. Because again, that's, she's breaking my privacy. I could have been standing up there fucking start bothered naked for all she know. So that's another thing I say, hang on a minute. You know, the person who put a complaint in, she took photos. Now, is that against, you know, policies of taking photos of people's property? Yeah, I'm going to bring that up. No, I don't know who done it. It's got to be someone along here. But whoever put a complaint in is going to have to name and phone number and address, I suppose. So I probably might get contact back saying it's been dealt with. But I'm going to say, hang on a minute. Someone was taking photos at, you know, at my property a few weeks ago. So it might have been the person who put a complaint in. Now, can I put a complaint in towards that person for taking photos of my property without my consent? Maybe. Maybe she might get late saying, hey, you know, well, you know, the person who had the CCTV cameras and they put a complaint in about you taking photos of his property without his consent. So I could make it go further if I wanted to. Let me feed the cat. Fucking animal. You got plenty of food out, you little shithead. It is kind of annoying that I have to remove something though, because we might have caught something amazing out there. You know, I'm not saying we would have done, but we have in the past with my other camera, which is no longer functioning. And I say I probably might have to go out and then remove that one tomorrow. Not that anyone can see it. You know, the only ones who can see it is people across that way if they looked out the window, and it's not pointing their direction. And it's not even connected. So I cut the wires the other day when I was streaming. I said, you know what, fuck it, get the scissors and I cut the wires. You know, the cameras are still working. I know the two living ones were working. The old cameras were still working, but those kind of really fuzzy and grimy and pixely. I just fucking went that snip, snip, snip. Because every time I went out, the cables kept falling down off the wall. And when I go out and shut the door, the cables kept falling through the door. And I kept like, couldn't shut the door, and I had to put my hand through and chuck the cables over the door again and shut the door and go out and do my shopping. When I came back in, I had to do the same fucking thing again. Yeah, I'm going to say that to them on Monday. I say, so the person who put the complaint in, all right, which I think was a female, do they have the right to take photos? My camera's gone. Right, what I am now, fucking local. I've got something on my device drivers thing, and keep coming up local host, and the local host keeps stealing my fucking Wi-Fi on my computer. And when it locks up like it does, I have to keep going onto the device thing to uninstall it so I can get my cameras back up and running. Fucking ridiculous, man, I tell you. I should reformat my hard drive and, restart, redo my PC properly again, but it's just too much software on it. Too much software. No, I don't need a password on it. It's just that when you go into like the device drivers, device manager, it comes up with localhost. Not there now because I've actually removed it, but it comes up under the device manager, localhost. And when you click on that, it says localhost. No, actually, it says like camera. And when you click on it to like bring the bar down, it says localhost, localhost. It says 2 local hosts that's taken access of me camera for some reason, and I don't know why. Now, if I go into I don't know, under sound video or what? Yeah, under sound video and game controllers, it shows my Microsoft Live HD 3000 there. So I don't know how to stop this local host keep popping up on me device manager. I'm going to Google it tomorrow, I think. I'm not doing it now. I've got too much of a fucking headache. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm going to get something to eat in a minute. I also need to send Bobby Gallio on Facebook a message to see Andrew said, is there any chance of getting hold of those? So I need to speak to her ASAP. Can you phone or message her? Well, I just said to her on side chat that you're here. I'm pretty sure she knows that you're here. Don't stress, fucking all. Stress ain't the word, mate. Yeah, so I'm going to go. I'm not going to be on anymore tonight. I'm going to sit and watch some TV or some videos. Tomorrow, if he's still free, I'm going to get Bobby Gallio back on here for a chat. And Chills did not upload the video on the 21st because something occurred, but apparently it's going to be uploaded tomorrow on the 23rd. So if it is, it is. I'm not going to fuss over it now, fuck it. But yeah, I'll be on tomorrow around about 10 o'clock time with Bobby and just have another chat with him, interview, chat about equipment or whatever. And that'll be it. Chills has got a video coming out tomorrow now. It was supposed to be the 21st, which was Thursday, I think. No, Friday. Yeah, it's supposed to be Friday. Yesterday, a video was going to come out on Chills. He's got 2 channels, Chills Clips and Chills. It's just on his normal Chills account. I'm going to be on his, one of my videos is going to be on his top 30. But I have sent in some other video clips for him to check out as well, which might go on other of these videos later. So tomorrow on chills, top 30. Maybe if it gets uploaded, I don't know. So I'm not going to fuss about it now. Right, I'm off. I've got too much of a headache right now. Although I've taken the codeine, might take a couple more in a minute. My fucking head's pounding. It's all this stress, you know, all this fucking stress. If I ain't the fucking neighbours, there's another neighbour. If I ain't another neighbour, it's something else, you know, kind of thing. I won't be surprised if I do fucking end up in hospital soon. Or fucking mental hospital. Right. I know you're going now, but write down what you want to bring up with them on Monday. We just like talk about anything, really. But hang on, who do you mean Monday? Oh, when I ring them up. Yeah. No, I just fucking say, you know, I ain't gonna fucking sit there writing that shit of those. I'll just go say, right, you know, you had a complaint, you sent me an email, you know, I've removed the cameras. Didn't think I was causing any problems or breaking any laws, anything like that. I had them up for my own protection because I had like threats towards myself in the past. That's the reason why I put them up. And not only that, I thought it might be a deterrent for fly tippers. And if anything happened to someone out in the street, it would have been there for, you know, if it caught any video evidence, would have been ideal to get to the police as evidence if required. But because someone's put a complaint up, I've now taken it down, both of them outside my window on the balcony, and there ain't going to be any more issues apart, you know, anymore. I'm going to say, and I'm not being funny, you know, you're quick enough to email me about a fucking CCTV camera, but, you know, I've been dealing with noisy neighbours for 8 months plus, or longer than that, over 2 years. The first complaint was never looked at because apparently I didn't have no evidence. And when I told them about the noise increasing, you told me that I need to download an app, which I did do. I've got like 50 recordings on there, still pending. Not one of them's been listened to. So I decided to start using my normal phone as a recorder. I've got about 30 on there. And because still no one was doing nothing about it, I started to give up. And because it's caused me so much problem with my, you know, medical issues with high blood pressure, chronic headaches, because the noise coming from the neighbours, you know, I've now had to go and see a neurologist, and I'm now having to go to have a brain scan because they're concerned that these headaches is down to the stress through the neighbours. And you ain't done nothing about those. Be quick enough to jump down my throat by sending me an email and a letter about 2 CCTV cameras, which were easily rectified. I've taken them down. Now, if the person who actually put the complaint in was good enough to come knock on my door and say, can you please remove them because it's catching my, you know, it's catching video of me walking up and down, then I said, yeah, no problem. But because you get neighbours who like causing problems, it's gone to you, and, you know, now you're jumping down my throat about that, but you're not willing to do anything about the neighbours that I'm having problems with. That's what I'm going to say. And if she goes, well, it's the privacy, you know, the cameras there, you know, you're taking it, the camera's taking images of the person or persons or, you know, people's gardens, you know, it is breaking the privacy law. I say, well, hang on a minute, how about the privacy of my peace and quiet laws? Am I not entitled to have peace and quiet while living here? No, I'm not getting that, because the neighbours upstairs have got 7 people living up there, which I know of for a fact, because she told me before we started having really bad arguments with each other. I think the cat's done a shit. Let me just go and check. Yeah, she has. On the fucking floor again. bloody tit. Yeah, cut that bloody stink one out again. So, yeah, I'll just say to her, like, you know, you couldn't have to jump down my throat about a fucking CCTV camera, which I've taken down, to stop the arguments and, you know, any further, you know, letters coming to me. But you're not quick enough to go and speak to them. I say, like, I've had problems with them for over 2 years. First time you said, oh, like, you know, you look into it. Nothing was ever done. You know, a year later, I've rang up. Oh, well, you've got no evidence. So you told me to download an app, which I did do. I still got the app. I still got all the recordings, and every one of them is still pending. And because they weren't being looked at, I thought there might have been a problem with the app. So I started recording it. And I have, like, you know, 30 recordings on my phone with the noise pollution that they're giving, which is causing me stress, a lot of stress, anxiety, and depression. It's caused me mental health issues. It's caused me health issues. It's caused me high blood pressure, stress. My depression's increased. I'm back on full amount of, like, medication for that. They're giving me blood pressure tablets, which was causing me even, you know, like, side effects, so they've actually changed that. I've been to a neurologist because of the headaches, and now they've told me I need to go to a department, have a brain scan. And you know all this because I fucking sent several emails to the person who's supposed to have been looking at it last year when it was reopened again, because you closed it because there wasn't enough evidence. But when you've reopened it, no one was looking at the emails, and I only found out that the person who was originally going to look into it either left her job or got put somewhere else, and no one's been checking the emails since then. I even uploaded a new email a few weeks ago, still nothing on that, so I rang you, and now the person who I spoke to said it's going to be forwarded to whoever's going to be looking into it. Now, this woman who sent me this email and this letter is the one who's going to be looking into it. I said, well, why haven't you looked into it before? Because, like, you're quick enough to jump down my throat about CCTV cameras, which was probably only done within the last week, maybe 2 weeks. But I've got emails sent out to L&Q. The last one, which I actually sent out, was about 2-3 weeks ago, and still nothing was done about it. cameras I've taken down. I had one out here, one on the balcony. The one on the balcony was more facing down the actual driveway, right? And the one out the window wasn't even capturing nothing, just like the foxes and the cats. And a few weird light anomalies out there. And it did fall down, kind of started hanging down, and I pulled it back up and stuck it back up there. And I thought, well, I could do with the camera in here. So I took that one out from this window, brought that in, right? But the one on the balcony was still out there. And originally, the one I originally had was way back on the fence, so people couldn't really see it from the roadway. Because I put a new one there, a new Wi-Fi one, and it's more closer to the edge of my wall, and it's facing down. Someone's seen it and taken the wrong idea over it. He's taking photos of me, he's taking video of me. I don't like it, I'm going to report it. Now, they just advised me the laws of CCTV. Although on the website they say I can have a CCTV, but they say you got to follow the bylaws of the CCTV cameras. It's best to let people know that you got CCTV cameras and that you're using them for specific reasons, and have CCTV camera notifications outside your door, down at the community, on the wall, whatever. Fuck it, I'll just take them down. That's what I mean. I was on the stream the other night. I think Hologram, maybe Tony, Nigel might have been there. And I was just sitting there doing stream, and I had the cameras on. And I said, yeah, look at that person. I just walked down, and suddenly they've walked back. And they're taking photos with my CCTV camera. Now, isn't that not infringement of my privacy as well? So I didn't say that they could take photos on my balcony. I could have something on that balcony which was worth money. And that's why the CCTV cameras were there. Did they think about that? No. Did they? No. They might have just rang them up and said, guy's got CCTV camera, is he allowed to have it because he's taking photos and videos of people walking up and down the street, do they know about that? But did she tell them that she was taking photos? Did she actually send the photos to L&Q? Because I had it on my CCTV camera of her taking photos. But now, because I don't want too much hassle, I don't L&Q send me letters of eviction notice and all this shit, because I may or may not be breaking the law. I format the hard drive now. Well, I've got witnesses on the internet who might be willing to send me an affidavit if I need it. Witness statement. Yeah, someone's taking photos outside his house at 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. Plus, I have it on my live stream anyway. I think it was actually shown on my live stream. I know I mentioned about it. Yeah, I know. Hello, Sandra. Yeah, I know. I just recently bought a doorbell video camera, but it doesn't take video constantly. It's when someone rings the doorbell, it just takes a photo. And I just read their bylaws about that. Unless it's taking video, constant video of people walking up and down, I'm not allowed to have it. But if it's only taking snapshots of the people who use the doorbell, I'm okay with it. This is my sister, by the way, guys, Sandra. One of my 3 darling sisters. But Monday, I'll probably get fucking a letter threatening, will you threaten my member of staff? We don't tolerate this. I'm not going to threaten her. I'm going to say you're quick enough to jump down my throat with an email and a letter about me having a couple of CCTV cameras, one on my windowsill and one on my balcony, which I've now taken down, but you've not done nothing about the noise pollution from the neighbours upstairs. And I told you, she told me there's 7 people living up in a 1-bedroom flat. 3 of them are very young. And I know kids will be kids, but when they run and jumping and banging and screaming and bouncing balls throughout the whole day, because they're not at school, it does get to you. That's why I'm on certain medication for high blood pressure, codeine for my headaches. Been to the neurologist, which I have a letter as proof. Got another letter there for my brain scan next week, 26. What are you going to do about that? And although there's 7 people up there, she's got another one due any time now. That's going to be 8 people. So now I'm going to hear babies screaming, then getting up at night time, walking around, changing the baby, feeding her. That's more noise. So it's now going to be possibly 8 people up there. Why haven't you written a letter to them? Why haven't you been around and spoken to them? You haven't done nothing. Because you would have told me by now, you would have done something. And as I say, 7 months ago, the person who's meant to be dealing with it didn't deal with it because she got taken off her duty. She got put somewhere else and no one took over it, So I've been suffering with another 7 months of this bullshit noise, and no one's done nothing about it. I sent them an email a couple of weeks ago. It's still constant. It's still going on. No, the email wasn't replied to. Even the email which I requested about my rent, my increase of rent, that wasn't dealt with until just this week. Nothing else has been done about the neighbours. And today it was so fucking bad. I was trying to build something here, one of my devices, and I couldn't do it because it was so noisy. I just threw everything back in the box. I banged on the wall a couple of times, hoping he'd come down and have a go at me about it. He never did do. I shouted out, "Shut the fuck up, you bastards." That would have brought him down, but he didn't. And only when I went down to get my post, as I come up, just as I went to close the door, I heard him open his door and come down. I wasn't going to stand there and have a row with him. So I wouldn't want to disturb my other neighbours. But my landlords are quick enough to jump down my throat, but they won't deal with any other. The only thing they dealt with was a complaint that I put in about the doors where the bins are. That's what they've done. Sandra, I done that. I spoke to the council. Well, we can't do anything about it. We can't get involved because the kids will be kids. No, even on the Housing Association Department, on their laws and bylaws, they can't really get involved with kids being noisy because kids will be kids. But when you got fucking 5 of them, I know a couple do go to school. It's one particular one that's always causing a problem. Always. And you know what? All right. I mentioned to him about what the doctor said to me one day. So I went up there and I said to him, look, you've got to keep his noise down because I've just been to the doctor's. I told you I can't keep my kids kids quiet. If they want to play, they're going to play. I'm not going to stop them from playing because you want them to stop playing. I said, listen here, I've been to the doctor's, right? And he's concerned about he's complaining about, he's concerned about my mental health and the state of me. And he's put me on blood pressure tablets, increased my medication, and it's all because your kids can't get the noise down. Well, I don't give a fuck, I'm not going to stop my kids from playing. Don't like it, move. Why shall I move? I'm not the one who's causing the noise. I'm not the one who's overcrowded. And she just went off at me. Then one day she came knocking on my door and started, "Oh, you banged on my wall." I said, "No, I didn't bang on the wall." She goes, "Well, someone banged on my wall." I said, "Well, I didn't fucking bang the wall." I did, but I just said I didn't. And I said to her, "Look, listen here. If I want to bang on my wall, I fucking bang on my wall. You're banging on my ceiling." "No, I ain't banging on my ceiling. What, you expect me coming up through the store, you know, up the stairs through your door and bang on the ceiling. The ceiling is above you. If I want to bang on my walls, I fucking bang on my walls. And that's because your kids are just pissing me off. She goes, oh, well, you keep doing it, there's got to be consequences. Well, fucking bring them on. She threatens me, her or old man. I'll have them for threatening behaviour. I'm just waiting for the one of them to come down and lay hands on me. Because in that way, I'll have them done for fucking assault. Now, I've seen them coming up and down the stairs, right, yeah? You know, when I hear them come up or down, you know, open the door, quickly run to my little peephole, and I'll keep an eye out what's going on to see who it is. They're not looking after their kids properly, because I can see the one who's causing the problem walking up and down the stairs unintended. And she's only like 2.5, 3 years old, right? But she makes a lot of noise. She's always running and jumping about, that one. That's the one who's causing all the problem. I've seen her walking up and down the stairs without no attendant, no family member holding her hand going up them stairs. Now, what happens one day she falls down and breaks her neck or leg or arm? That's what I'm waiting for. Because if I see it, then I can say, well, they're neglecting their kids because they're allowing them to walk up and down stairs, which may seem to be, in my eye, dangerous for the kids because, like, they're not being accompanied by, you know, their adults. So really, it's more kind of like neglect. In one way, isn't it, really? Because when I had a word of her before she come down and started slagging me off about me knocking a wall, I said to her, like, you know, the mental health issues I've got, she knows about, you know, blood pressure is putting me up on, you know, chronic headaches. I said, my doctor's really concerned about me. He's even considered about ringing up and getting social services involved. Oh, well, you fucking ring them up then, and I'll have a word with them. He goes, you're causing problem. What problem am I causing? You're banging on the wall. No, I ain't. Prove that I'm banging on the wall. Now, I've probably banged on the wall about a dozen times within the last 7 months. And I have recordings with all the noise. Her kids screaming, her kids crying, her kids running around, her kids banging about. And no one wants to give a fuck about it, you know. I'm the one who's got to sit and suffer. I'm supposed to have the legal right to have peace and quiet in my own home, and I'm not getting it. I'm not saying, you know, take the kids away from her, because I wouldn't want to see that happen to anyone, have their kids taken away from them. But her and him, you know, they're not looking after them really, I don't think, because I'm always hearing their kids screaming and crying. Why? I don't know. I'm not saying they abuse them, but there's possibly they could be. You don't know what's happening behind their closed doors, do you? The only time it goes quiet is after 8 o'clock at night. I'll get, if I'm not wearing earplugs in my ears, in, you know, when I go to bed, I'll get woken up from 7 o'clock in the morning, and I have to listen to all this shit until like 8 o'clock at night. 13 hours, unless I go out, or if they go out for a couple of hours or a day or two. And I think they've only been out of the house for more than a day, maybe 2 days, about 3 times within the last several months. I've already got letters. I sent a letter to the fucking Housing Association. Oh, wait. Installation of CCTV. Yeah, look. This is just one of them, yeah? enlarge it. Fuck off, right? How do I enlarge this full screen? I have had the pleasure of meeting Stephen Mornings this morning. He tells me his current accommodation is having a profound impact on his mental health and well-being. He reports frequent noise disturbance, which he tells have been previously reported to the council. Mr. Morgans tells me he has no central heating and stays in one room. Well, I'm not worried about that. I was more wanting him to say the current accommodation is having a profound impact on his mental health. So that is one letter. And I'll send that to them, yeah, through email. That's from 2014. That's the CCTV shit. How comes there's two? Oh, it's purpley peanut from the other one. The other one I sent to the a different department, not the housing, but the Pacific department wanted to approve and show my medical records. But that letter is enough for them to see that, you know, the doctor's even concerned about my mental health issues. Does it not say that? MP won't do nothing. She's a fucking waste of time. Sentence device, maybe, well, if you can ever get an appointment with them. Because every time you're on the phone, it's like constant wait online, you know, for up to over an hour, 2 hours. And when you go around now, you've got to make an appointment to make an appointment. Well, what's it about? Well, it's to do with my neighbours. Well, okay, need to make an appointment to talk to someone about it, and then we get back to you. So you make an appointment, you go to that appointment and say, right, okay, this is what's going on. Oh, well, I'm here just like as a consultant, you know, this has to be passed on to another person that can deal with your case. So we will have to contact you sometime in the future to make you an appointment to talk to the person who can help you with your issue. Yeah, I had a letter from the doctor. When was that? Oh, hang on. I'll show you something else right here. Percent. Yeah. This here, right, is a letter I sent them. All this is one letter I sent them, yeah. And that's the person who's supposed to be dealing with it. And that was on Wednesday the 2nd, 11th, 2022. And when I rang him up the other week, well, about a week ago or so, that person is no longer dealing with the case. She hasn't been dealing with it since December of 2022. She didn't have the decency or courtesy to contact me and say, oh, Mr. Morgans, just to let you know, I will not be able to deal with this case any further, but I will forward it on to someone else, which she never done. Because only because I rang them up last week and told them about it, that's still not been done. They told me that she stopped working for the Pacific department, which is like an aerial supervisor. She don't work as an aerial supervisor anymore. Someone else takes it over. But when I was speaking to the Housing Association, they said, well, I try to get through to the person who's going to be dealing or who is in charge of your aerial location and see if I can put you through. 10 minutes on the phone waiting. She comes back to me, she goes, sorry, can't get through. I'll have to leave an email and they'll have to get back to you. I said, as long as you leave an email and get them to contact me, because I ain't going to keep ringing you up. It's costing me money. I even felt like going up there one day. I know where one of their branches are. And going up there and just fucking ripping into them. Showing my medical records, all that shit. Take it all up there. But I don't think they're going to take much notice. I think with even all landlords, as long as they get the fucking money through their hands, they don't give a shit. No, I bet it's one of them bitches downstairs that put a complaint in, who's got leased one of the apartments where they spend more money on the rent than we do. Probably the reason why they fucking decided to take, go with them. As I say, I spoke to fucking council. I rang them up. I said, look, there's fucking like 8 of them, well, 7 of them. I'm like, is there kids causing problems? Well, so we can't get involved. Kids will be kids. If it's noise problems, if they was like doing it from 11 o'clock at night till 7 in the morning, then we can step in. Speak to your housing advisor. Spoke to your housing advisor on their website. We can't really get involved. No, well, it's causing me medical issues. Well, okay, we'll look into it. And they never fucking did. They never did. Well, anyway, I'm going to go. I'm not coming on anymore tonight. But I'll be on tomorrow night with Bobby Gallio. He is a magician in America. He's quite well known as a magician. He has done a lot of ghost hunting as well. He was on here a couple of weeks ago, and I said, would he like to come back on? He said, yeah. Now, I did speak to him earlier in the week to see if he wants to come on tomorrow, Sunday. He said it looks, it looks okay for him, but I'll send him another message later just to let him know, like tomorrow, if he's around about 10 o'clock GMT time. I'll give him a shout on Facebook, send him a link and invite him on. It is stressful. It's so much stress, man. As I say, I tried to concentrate on building a simple EM pump today. I didn't get it going. The noise was just so unbearable, it just lost my concentration. I threw it all back in that box and said, fuck it. I can't even sit and do anything without losing my concentration. Now, I'm supposed to be sorting out my bloody living room. I can't even go in there and sort that out because I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. But when the noise is as bad as it is in there, it just makes me lose my concentration. And I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. And I say, fuck it, and I just come out. So they came around and say that they wanted to look inside my flat. They saw the mess in there. I said, this ain't no good. You need to sort it out. We're going to give you a month to sort it out. I say, well, I would have had to sort it out before then, but the noise upstairs is breaking my concentration. It's stressing me out. I can't concentrate. I can't think. I would have had this all done months ago. I can't, because every time I go in there, you hear the noise, and that's it. It fucks your concentration up, stresses you out, and you just don't want to do it. I would have probably had that done months ago. I ain't, because the constant noise, it's just stressing me out. I'm surprised I ain't fucking 6 foot under at the moment, I tell you, to be honest with you. Well, I was considering about buying a pizza, but I'm not really wanting to spend 18 quid on a pizza. Or I'd only eat half today and eat the rest tomorrow. Could go around and get a kebab, but I don't really want to go out because it's a bit chilly out there tonight. But I've got the pork and rice I can cook, so I could have that. I've got another one of those packets of cold chicken pieces I could eat. The wings and whatever. Buy that yesterday. I was actually going to go out today and have a breakfast, but I couldn't be bothered. Didn't wake up till later because I had earplugs in, and any noise I wasn't going to worry about. I did get my Ouija board through today. £12 fucking 79 that cost me. I thought it's going to be like a proper size one. No, it's not. I can make these. I've got the board. Look, I actually did make a couple before. So the boards, although this board is thicker than that one, you see, I made a couple myself. So what I've done, they printed out nicely. It's not laminated, I can tell, but they printed that on some special paper, and then they just stuck it down and trimmed it up a bit. It did come with a half decent planchette. It does move around the board quite nicely, but it's going to scratch the board up. Well, underneath, so I think I've got some felt stuff. So I'm going to put some felt on these later. I might use this during the week to see if it's any difference, kind of thing. That should have been here yesterday. It said it had been posted yesterday. It wasn't. I went down to check the post today, and it's sitting on top of my letterbox thing. I didn't even bother looking in my letterbox to see if there's any mail until earlier, a little while ago. I was just about to go. Look, Albert. I'm getting a goat like the old goat on here. Why have they put like a goat as a demonic symbol? Does anyone know? I'm not too worried about it because, if I was to take it somewhere, it can easily go into one of my bags. I don't really want to be carrying like a normal size Ouija board. Let's say I've made one or two of these like different ones myself in the past. I've got some laminated ones still somewhere. But I was called to do an investigation at a residential, and they gave me permission to take a Ouija board, which I can take a smaller one, not a big one. And if you weren't here yesterday, I have had an update about the school. I've had floodings, and I think it's a spirit. But I don't think it is a spirit. I think it's a pipe behind the wall that's probably got blocked up. It's made it like spring a leak. Although they had plumbers there, and I couldn't find any pipes that were leaking. They even checked upstairs, which there ain't no pipes because it's like a stairwell. So there ain't no pipes there. The electrician wouldn't go anywhere near pipes because he's too afraid of getting electrocuted. And if they had like electric pumps, he wouldn't look into it. And I thought that'd be fucking ridiculous, If it is an electric pump that's causing the problem, all you got to do is turn the bloody electricity off and check the pump with the plumber. But no, he's too afraid to muck around with electricity, although he's a professional electrician. The plumber said he can't find nothing that's causing the water to leak. I was talking to Abby, and she said to me last night on the board that maybe it is a pipe, a hidden pipe behind one of the walls. Because whatever it might have been now might have been an old building, and it's been renovated and more walls been put up, hiding some of the pipes behind other walls, and the plumber won't know anything about it. So Abby's saying that it's a hidden pipe that's causing the problem. It's not a spirit. But she has told me that there is a male spirit there, the murder victim. They got murdered in that area. She's also told me that there's definitely a child spirit there. And the child spirit is the one who's messing around with the phone system. And then there's like 2 or 3 other spirits there. Yeah, I know. Pagan Greek. Or at least it's like a nice animal. You know, a goat. It's not like a fucking demonic, like, demon, like, tentacle, weird, horn, facial, you know, expression on the board. Like Medusa or say, you know, the snake-headed woman. I won't be surprised if someone fucking made a Ouija board with a Medusa on it. But yeah, like, you know, I am getting stuff sorted out, you know, slowly and gradually to take with me. I just got to buy more batteries, camcorder batteries, and some 9-volt batteries, AA batteries, and AAA batteries for the equipment, and then I'll be ready to go. Hopefully by the end of next month. I want to get it over and done with by the end of next month, but I will ask them if I can go there and do like a premiere of, well, I can never pronounce that fucking word, but do like a little walkthrough and see what we get the first time, you know, just for an hour or 2, and then come home, review it, and if I think it's definitely needs doing, then I can go back and do full night. So I know my daughter Jessica said she wants to do this overnight with me, and some of the staff members want to do overnight with me. They're going to need someone there anyway, you know. Not so much like a caretaker, but, you know, they're going to need a staff member there anyway. And some of them are actually intrigued in it. They was actually just saying to my daughter, because my daughter sent me a voicemail about the water, you know, flooding. And they're saying, oh, I think it's the spirit. And they started talking about the spirit now. But no, Abby, on my spirit guide, Abby told me it's not the spirit. It's definitely a pipe that's leaking. And they need to get the blueprints of what it used to be like before it got renovated and made into a school. Because in that way, it'll show you more detail of where hidden pipes might be. Because they might have to knock a wall down to get to that pipe to cure the flooding. So, you know, yeah. I've just ordered 2 more fucking webcam, Wi-Fi cameras as well. Which are the ones with the sound and audio on. The only thing is, I think the software I use, although it's got quad on it, I think you can only use 4 cameras at one time. Now, when I've got these other 2, that's going to be 6 of the cameras, so I'm hoping it might add another quad on the actual main menu page, and if it does, then I might get another 2 before he sells out. I'll have 8. And then I still have these this Wi-Fi camera one, this DVR one, and the white ones I've been using, pan and tilt. I'll probably just like disconnect those. I'll probably take these with me to the school because they don't tend to like lose connection like those other bloody ones do. So I'll probably take 3 or 4 of those with me. My laptop and my tablet. You know, some ghost hunting gear, camcorders, EMF meters, an EDI, some audio recorders. I need a shitload of batteries though, which is going to cost me fucking lot of money. I'm not too worried about it because we get that little bit of extra help from the government this month, don't we? I think so. I can use that towards the batteries. I shouldn't do, but you know, cut my food allowance down again and get the batteries I need. Once you've got the camcorder ones, which I do need, you don't need to buy them anymore. It's just the standard basic ones, like the 9-volt AAA and AA ones that I'll keep running out of. And I don't like keep going to Poundland because them bloody cheap Kodak ones don't last 5 minutes. I've had this little fly in here all fucking day. It's really pissing me off, I tell you, man. Keeps going near me drinks, keeps landing on my TV, keeps flying around near me. Right little bugger it is, and it's been in here for about 3 days. Just pondering what to have for dinner tonight now. But yeah, I should be okay with having cameras inside because he's not capturing anyone from outside. They came around and said, well, you've got a load of cameras. I said, well, you know, I've got reasons, you know, more protection. Because someone did, right? Fuck off. Oh, if I get you flying, I'm going to squeeze you and split you and throw you in that spider web in the kitchen and feed you to the spider. Damn bloody fly. Right, so a while back here, a few years or about 4 or 5 years ago, yeah, someone threatened to ring up my landlord and tell him that I was doing ghost hunting in my own flat and conjuring up spirits and talking to spirits through Ouija balls and pendulums and stuff like that. So I said, well, fucking do it then. Do it. So the next day, I rang up my housing association. I said to them, look, I lived here. I believe my house may be spiritually active. I'm not too concerned about it. You know, I'm pretty sure you've had complaints about people having weird noises and, you know, maybe the feeling that the house has been haunted, you know, kind of thing. Well, I think that there's things going on here. And, you know, I do try to communicate with whatever is here, you know, kind of thing. Am I hurting anyone? Well, not really, because, you know, you're not actually pointing it to any of your other neighbours, are you? No. So, to us, that is a spiritual belief, and we won't get involved in any spiritual belief that you may have. So, if you're trying to talk to a ghost that may be in your house, then you do it. We won't get involved in it. Now, if you was like, you know, doing witchcraft and stuff like that, and, you know, sending ghosts over to people's houses, then we might all get a bit concerned. I said, I'm not doing that, and I can't do it because I wouldn't know how to do it. You know, I get weird stuff happening here, and I'm just trying to find out what's causing this weird stuff. And someone told me it's like possibly spirits, ghosts, you know, and I'm just trying to communicate what might be here to find out if it is what it is. And she said, well, to us, you're not really breaking any of our terms and conditions, you know, you're not breaking any of our laws, so you do what you want to do. And no, you won't get involved in your spiritual belief. And they can't. They're not allowed to. No, can you imagine, you know, the housing association saying, hey, you're talking to ghosts, we don't want that, fuck off. I think they'd be more open-minded to it, because like if they got a sudden like complaint saying that, you know, someone's house is haunted, you know, kind of thing, and they know that I do, you know, paranormal investigating, because I told them I go out ghost hunting, I visit people's houses and find out what's going on. I believe that I have the ability to move spirits on. So I think they might have that on record. So if at any time someone says, oh, my house is haunted, I need to get out, you know, and they'll have to move that person, or ain't have to move them because there's no other place I can send them, they might get in touch with me and say, hey, you know, there's a haunted house here. Can you go and, like, you know, look into it? And I say, yeah, you know. But then you get fucking arseholes out there. I don't know what to have for dinner. I did fancy a pizza, but I'm not paying £18.50 for one. I don't even know how much money I've got left in my bank account. No, as long as I'm paying my bills, all my bills, my rent, and enough to pay me electricity and some food during the week, what money I've got left over, I buy bits and pieces what I want to buy. I'm not really, if you think about it, I never really treat myself for years. I was trying to put money to one side for like emergencies, like rainy days and things like that, but because I want to get back and doing the paranormal. We all know that CCTV cameras are good for capturing, unusual paranormal activity, whether it's just an orb or a shadow figure or ghost or, with demon jumping out from the cupboard and attacking you kind of thing, that weird shit. We're here to try to capture that stuff. And if I want to buy stuff to try and capture that, I will do. Bank. So much I've got in my bank account. So I've got time to get either a kebab or a takeaway. I could get a kebab maybe. Because, I never have sauce on my kebab until one day I said, right, I want garlic sauce. And I thought they were going to put it in the tub. So I knew it was me, but I didn't. They put it on meat. When I got off, I thought, oh, fucking hell. And I never used to eat a lot of salad, but I started having salad on my kebab now. And what I done, I cut the meat, put it in the pita bread, put the sauce on, and then the salad. I thought, I don't think I'm going to like it like that. I ate it and it was bloody beautiful. I paid £34 out on shopping yesterday. A little bit cheaper than normal. Normally spend out around about 40 odd quid. I just didn't buy as much yesterday. But I have got a little bit of money to last me. What day is it today? 22nd. 22nd. Still got 2 weeks though. Yeah. So they say that the government's going to start putting some money in bank accounts from the 25th of this month up until like the 17th of next month. So I could get some extra money on Tuesday or from Tuesday up until May. Now, I think I did get an email from them. Let me have a look. So everyone's entitled to this, working or not. So let me see if it's in my messages. Delete that. You have a CT scan appointment at the hospital, 26. Right. Oh, hang on, that ain't it. Right, so the cost of living payment will be paid automatically from 25th of April to the 17th of May. For more information, search online for cost of living payments. So anytime between the 17th of April, anytime from the 25th of April to 17th of May, I could get I could get a payment, cost of living payment, but I don't know. I know some people ain't entitled to it. I am. Hello, Tony. Just about to go, mate. You always miss stuff, you do. Just bitching because someone put a complaint about my CCTV cameras outside. and I had to take them down to stop any more hassle. But I will do Monday. I'm definitely going to. I know I said this about half a dozen times. Monday, I'm going to ring them up. I'll say, hey, they complain about my CCTV camera out there, all right? Now, one is the same person who put a complaint in when I was taking photos of my property outside on the street. Is that not an infringement of my privacy? So taking photos of my property, or your property, but I'm renting it, but either way, they're still taking photos. So if they want to be funny about a CCTV camera, I want you to write back to them and tell them to stop taking photos of my property. So how do I know they're not taking photos of my property to arrange a break-in? Why do you think I put CCTV cameras out there for? One, for my protection. Two, to deter any person out there that may want to try to break into my property. Another reason for fly tipping. But now I've taken them down. So if I want fly tipping now, I'm not going to get the evidence for you so you can prosecute them. If someone breaks into my house, then I'm not going to be able to get that evidence of them breaking in my house. But I want you to go back to that person who takes photos of my balcony to tell them that they are infringing my rights as well, which they were. Then they can say, so, well, you're infringing their rights, by your CCTV camera taking either still photos or video of them. I say, yeah, but how do they know that it was pointing down at them? It could be pointing up at the sky. They don't know that, do they? They didn't ask them if they can come in and check how my CCTV was positioned. And if they had done, I told them to fuck off because there's nothing to do with them. And I'll say to them, I checked your website and it says we can use CCTV cameras. Oh dear. Oh, life. I sometimes really wished I wasn't here anymore. So much fucking bullshit going on. Keep wanting to get up and go and get something to eat, but I don't want to go and get anything to eat yet because I'm not hungry enough. So I might as well carry on streaming until I get hungry and say, fuck it, I'm going to definitely go this time and go and get something to eat, but I'll stay on until I really get hungry. Then I can go and get something to eat. I had some biscuits earlier. I do need to email Bobby later as well. Bobby J. Gallo a message telling tomorrow 10 o'clock, and that I'll give him a shout a little bit beforehand, make sure he's still around. I'm just waiting for a fucking letter on the door, come through the door now, with a lawyer letter saying, like, you know, they want to take you to court for them taking images from your CCTV camera. And I just say, well, wait a minute, excuse me, but are you the one who put a complaint in? Are you the one who took photos of my balcony? Because if you took photos of my balcony, you're breaking law as well, because you never got permission to take photos. I never gave permission to take photos of my balcony. So you're breaking the privacy law as well. Which they were, weren't they? And can't say that they didn't, because then I say, well, did you not walk down with a friend along the pathway and then suddenly stop and back up and have your mobile phone taking photos? So I saw you on the camera. All right, no worries. I know I won't be going to court. It's just like, you know, L&Q being a bit kind of you know, making sure that no rules and regulations are being like fucking broken, I suppose. And maybe, like, you know, because I had a camera out there, I might have been breaking a couple of laws without getting prior consent, but people don't break laws nowadays. The woman who took photos broke the law by taking photos without my consent, so she can't turn around she didn't. So how did I know that she took photos in the first place? And then she deletes them off her phone. They're not completely deleted. It's like, you know, with all your stuff on your computer. Let's say you had stuff on there which was aggressive towards someone, yeah? And they got the police involved, and they knew that the police was going to come around and take your computer away. So you get a bit panicky and you format your hard drive several times, then reinstall Windows, make it look like you've not downloaded anything or have anything discriminated against that person. There's software out there that actually goes through your hard drive and dig up stuff that you formatted 20 times. So, you know, I'm not going to like let it really worry me. I'm just going to wait until Monday and ring them up. And I'll say, you know, I'm not being funny. You're quick enough to have a go at me about a CCTV camera, which I've now taken down. But no, it's been done about the noise upstairs. So what's going on about that? I've even thought about seeing if I could take my landlord to court about not doing and looking into the situation. But it takes time, maybe money as well, which I ain't got. So I'm kind of stuck, really. Right, I'm definitely going to go. I need to go to the bathroom and I need to get something to eat. I'll see you tomorrow night around about 10 o'clock, hopefully with Bobby. If Bobby doesn't come on, then we're just might do a cut coast boxes or something. But if he does come on, we'll be talking about paranormal equipment, what kind of equipment we use, what equipment we would like to see. I think he wanted to talk about the Ghost Meter Pro, about backward engineering that, see what else could be put on it, and maybe ask him a few more things that he may have incurred with the paranormal. So he might be on for about an hour himself, like last time. Could be a bit longer, don't know. But that's if he gets on. That's if he comes on. Right, I'll catch you all later. See you tomorrow night.